It's no secret that Washington County and the cities inside have been discovered, not only for the beautiful red rocks and majestic mountains and open space, but also for the great weather to go outside and play in. Mayors of Hurricane, Verkin, and Toquerville were invited to the Hurricane Valley Chamber Luncheon at Sand Hollow Resort Golf Course to share their insight into the future of managing that growth.
I just want you to know that one of them is affordable housing. And it's been a big issue, something that we've needed to talk about, something that's an issue in every community, but especially in southern Utah. And we had 641 building permits that were issued last year in Hurricane City. There's 17,000 plotted lots. So we have a lot of area for development.
Mayor Billings said zoning in the 54 square miles that the city of Hurricane has control of is one of the main ways to manage where that growth happens, while at the same time respecting personal property rights. That's why it's so important to have a master plan when figuring out where that development will go.
I feel like that the council at this point, if they are following that plan, that master plan that's been implemented, that we pretty much approved what has been presented before us, because people can develop their property, whatever that sounds.
And BLM land is also part of that master plan going into the future.
This is BLM ground, and the city owns it, and they lease. And so BLM is able to open this up so it can be built on. So we're working on a few other recreational areas like this to have places for events and activities.
In Verkin, the main issue being talked about is developing water in the form of a hot springs.
I had a question whether or not we're going to get a hot springs resort in Verkin or not. And it looks like we are really, really close to that.
Iron Mountain Hot Springs out of Colorado is looking to develop the old hot springs at the base of the river in Verkin.
They came and did a presentation to the water district, and they decided that that was possible to pump the water out of the canyon to another site to where they could develop the hot springs. And over the last, I guess it's been about 4 years now, they finally come up with a way that they could get the water out. We hope that they'll be under design in the next few months, and we can see construction on it starting fairly soon. The water district is actually trying to capture all of that water, and eventually they want to clean it up, because the Verkin Hot Springs and the Glenwood Hot Springs are the two biggest polluters of the Colorado River.
Improvements to Confluence Park in Verkin will soon include a new bridge crossing the Virgin River for those on foot or on bike to get across to trails into Hurricane. And also a new power plant park at the top of the ridge has a staircase that leads into that park.
It's called the Power Plant Park. We did that in conjunction with Washington County. They helped with some stairs that go down the ledge.
And with an estimated 5 million people driving through Verkin to Zion every year, the mayor hopes they will stop for a stay in Hurricane.
Holiday Inn is going in. Those of you that know where the Quinta is, it'll be across the highway from there. Just finished that, approved, and they're going to start construction, I think, within the month. So another an RV resort is going to go in as well. They just came in this last week and want to start construction on that right next to the La Quinta Hotel.
And Ash Creek Sewer District is looking to build a sewer treatment plant, which should be under construction by the end of the year and online in another year or so.
It's under design right now. It will be on the north end of Confluence Park. The goal is to save all of the water that goes through that treatment plant and reuse it.
And in Toquerville, building is on the horizon with the opening of a new bypass road which gives a place for development.
We have no commercial in Toquerville. We don't have a single retail facility. And if I can wave a magic wand, we keep it that way. We love our quiet bedroom area. However, that's naive to think that we could. So that's why another reason that bypass road is so important, because it allows for commerce to come in. And we invite it to come in. We want commerce to come in because it will relieve the tax burden on our citizens.
The contract states they have to be done by the end of this year, and a new travel center is scheduled to be built at the Toquerville Exit 27.
Sapp Brothers is coming to town. We hope to have all their drawings and submitted for approvals this year, and hopefully they'll break ground next year.
And finally, water will be a part of the plan as the Water Conservancy District brings in a new reservoir.
The reservoir will really help because then we can start pulling some of that water for our irrigation and have more of the spring water available to us. They broke ground on the reservoir, and how long it'll take them to build, I don't have that information specifically, but I was told that anywhere between a year and a year and a half it should be completed.
And also on the horizon near Toquerville, if the BLM grants a land lease, is a new sports complex.
It'll have about 18 multi-use fields, so soccer, football, lacrosse, rugby. It'll have about 16 baseball diamonds for Little League and softball for the adults. One that surprised me the most is we're planning for 60 pickleball courts.
All of these mayors say their communities are open and ready for business, embracing the many opportunities that exist into the future and beyond. In Hurricane, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.